Welcome to All India Bakchod. Today we have a very special guest.
Yes.
He's a very upcoming director. I don't know if you've seen any of his
ठीक है
stuff.
मतलब इंडी वगैरह में होता
Yeah,
रहता है.
sometimes,
Apparently the French really like him.
yeah.
Apparently.
No, I'm a blockbuster on Twitter.
अच्छा हाँ, that's true.
Which is why we've given this budding young,
Yes.
wet behind the ears director. What's your name, sir? I forgot your name, sir.
Anurag Kashyap.
Anurag Kashyap. Correct. नाम सुना है sir.
अभिनव का भाई ना?
हाँ, correct.
अभिनव का कल्कि का husband.
अच्छा हाँ, yes. Always nice if you break gender stereotypes. You know,
Yes,
it's
always good.
हाँ.
That's true.
You know, a lot of people say this, that why does India have to look abroad for stories when we have so much rich mythology here and stuff like that? Have you ever, like in my head I was thinking, have you thought, okay, let me make the Mahabharat my way? Like in my head, if Anurag makes Mahabharat, would be mind blowing. Like I don't know why.
It keeps coming up.
Yeah.
It keeps coming up from various people pitching at you. I haven't pitched like to Mahabharat your way. I said, what is my way?
गाली दो सर.
रैंडम नए एक्टर के साथ स्ट्रीट में जो बदसूरत दिखते हैं. That's the perception of somebody that I cast बदसूरत people. So that's also how you deal with. Well, I got a very funny mail from an actor saying that, sir, मेरा potential आप ही देख सकते हो. And my one question is like, आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है? He says, sir, क्योंकि मैं बहुत काला हूँ. So. And the worst line I got was one person who hung around my office for 7 days, and I would ignore him and come in, and because then my office people got emotional. He says, "Sir, please meet him. बेचारा गांव से आया है, सीधा यहीं आया है और हिल नहीं रहा है, ना खा रहा है, ना पी रहा है, यहीं बैठा हुआ है." So I said, "Okay, I'll meet him." I went to meet him. I said, "क्या हो गया?" बोलते, "सर, यहीं काम करना है." मैंने कहा, "लेकिन यहाँ जगह नहीं है, मैं चाय बनाऊंगा, मैं चाय बनाने के लिए 3 लोग हैं, तो सर आप कुछ भी करिए, मुझे यहीं रखिए." मैंने कहा, "लेकिन ऐसा क्यों? तू और कहीं काम कर लेना." जैसे सर आपको पता नहीं, मैं भी आपकी तरह मेंटली डिस्टर्ब्ड और साइको हूँ. So that was his pitch to me. Now imagine. Hilarious. What your perception is, how the world thinks about you. But genuinely, like mentally disturbed. I had to tell my watchman, यार इधर दिखना नहीं चाहिए.
Fan culture, yeah. Fan
It's
culture
a
that way in India
ridiculous.
is a little scary.
It is scary.
Like you've not had those kind of like.
I have people who come from my hometown or somebody else, and they have to. But in the sense, one guy will come and he'll keep saying the name of the sir, Anpara, sir Mirzapur, sir Gorakhpur. Like so half the world thinks I come from Gorakhpur because I was born there. Well, I have no single memories of Gorakhpur. But one guy just like that, I was standing at Pithi, one guy whispered in my ear, "Sir Bablu Gorakhpur." And I turned and looked at him. And then immediately his arm was around a girl. Now this guy was around 40, this girl was around 20-year-old. And arm around her. And I'm saying, हमने कहा था ना हमारे सर गोरखपुर के हैं, सर इनसे मिलिए. मुझे तो पहचान गए ना आप. Before that he's whispered in my ear, Bablu Gorakhpur. I'm like, I said, where do they come from?
I think Anurag's movies are the only movies where the dark humor is something that was more publicly acknowledged. Like I remember while watching Wasipur, like every time he shot someone, it was hilarious. Like the point where he called him Sakal and then just shot him was so funny, and I don't know why.
There's a dialogue that's cut out from the film.
What was it?
He shoots him and he says, "पूरा शाकल लग रहा है," and he shoots him. And then he shoots him twice. Before he shoots
of course he does.
For the second bullet,
हाँ.
he says that. और ये जो सुनील दत्त को कुत्तों से मरवाया था उसके लिए.
But what happened on the last scene of Wasipur? This is something that me and Khamar discussed for hours. What happened there? Did we forget about biology? Ramadhir Singh was built differently. I think
Ramadhir Singh
was T3.
Ramadhir Singh was made of blood that forgets that there's a cloth that kind of absorbs it. And it just flew out like it was gushing out. Like there's a tap that was open. Yeah. The guy who did that and delivered it the last moment was fired from not one film but 5 films after.
Really? You know how abroad there's a separate category for adapted screenplay from literature. Why do we in India, we have so much literature which we never use in our movies, but for some reason we are only adapting Chetan Bhagat shit.
नहीं, but हमारी इकलौती फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ पे अगर आप देखो तो अगर आप पढ़े लिखे नहीं होते तो आप फिल्म में आते हो.
That's true. The general perception is also that.
बहुत सालों से आ रहा है. मतलब आप हमारी जो सक्सेस स्टोरीज क्या है, ये स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट है, स्टार बन गया, ये स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट है, ये डायरेक्टर बन गया.
Yeah.
सो वो है हमारे जितने स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट्स हमारे बिजनेस में है, वो किसी और बिजनेस में नहीं है अगर आप देखें तो.
It gets such a bad rap. I don't know why is it that the perception is that bad.
But that has been always there, no? Historically, that cinema is for like quote unquote loose people or loose.
इंडिया में यहाँ
हाँ,
इंडिया में
इंडिया
बट वो परसेप्शन आज भी, वो मिनिस्ट्री भी वैसे ही सोचती है हमारे बारे में.
Yeah.
तभी वो सीरियसली लेते नहीं है. हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री जो है, हम लोग जो बोलते हैं ना, आफ्टर टोबैको इंडस्ट्री इज द मोस्ट टैक्स्ड इंडस्ट्री. बिकॉज उनको लगता है ये लोग तो हराम का कमाते हैं, ले लो थोड़ा.
वो भी उन्होंने मुकेश और फिल्म को आजकल कंबाइन कर दिया. Like एक पिक्चर में you can't go one without the other.
Yeah.
I was often told there's no audience I have. And when the film started releasing, they would not release overseas. I was like, why won't my film not release overseas? अगर फेस्टिवल में जाती है. To understand that market, I started traveling. Then I realized it's not about our films not going there because our films are not good enough. This problem is nobody wants to deal with Indians. That's the fact.
Why not?
Because Indians go with their baniya mentality. Indians go there and they only talk about kitna milega. They don't want to explore an audience. They don't want to go out there. And we started giving out our films for free in the beginning to build an audience. So you have to build that audience. And you have to also have a universal language that they should understand without having been Indian or being in India. So finding that universal language is another big thing. And people don't like to deal with Indians because Indians are only about money. Because if you realize, a lot of these festival films often run a big risk of not getting theatrical release. They sometimes release 3 years later, 2 years later. But Indians are impatient and they're insecure about piracy. Because India and Thailand are the hubs of piracy. So because of that insecurity, they want to release it simultaneously.
Do you think piracy actually helps good content?
Like you said that you really enjoyed that you owe your career to torrents almost. You said
I owe it to my torrents because people saw my work on torrents first. Whether it's Black Friday or Panch, people saw it on torrents and pirated DVDs.
But at the same time, if you're doing something like Bombay Velvet where there's studio money and shit involved, so they are super insecure in terms of saying, in fact, your Reliance and all of these production houses have almost sought bans on releases.
Yeah, but piracy, it's a big study that was done recently. That when you ban the torrents and take out these sites that upload and download, you can download from, it actually helps a Harry Potter or a big tentpole film. But it kills the small movie. Yeah. Because small movies people often see these movies when a friend who's a geek who recommends it to them. So those geeks who are in front of their laptops have suddenly lost access to those movies and they've stopped recommending. So the small film business is going to die out. So you'll only be attacked with superhero shit and the world is ending and this and that and all those things. Those are the only films that will reach you after a while because rest other films will die out if torrents go away.
Okay, how has newfound money changed day-to-day life? Like, has cigarette brand improved?
No, newfound money, what it has done is I got to see the inside of the service tax office.
But I was talking on Twitter just before saying that they're going to meet him, etc., etc. So some of the questions that came in were very interesting. Okay, the first, my favorite question is, who is his dealer? Was number one on the list. Who is his dealer was the first question. The second question was कि इस पिक्चर में कितनी गाली होने वाली है. Like I feel like Anurag's thing has gone from like during no smoking time it was like who the fuck knows what this guy is up to, and from there it's gone like हर पिक्चर में गाली होती है. We actually recently made a video also, you saw that.
Yeah.
How are you appreciating this newfound thing of yours?
नई फिल्म बहुत डिसअपॉइंटिंग है, उसमें एक भी गाली नहीं है.
एक भी गाली नहीं है.
एक भी गाली नहीं है.
बिल्कुल नहीं, मतलब थोड़ा मतलब
जरा भी नहीं है.
माँ बहन कॉर्पोरेट कॉमेडी टाइप हो गया. कॉर्पोरेट शो.
ये क्या होता है ना कि जब आप अपने आप को बेचना चालू करते हो तो बेचते हुए कंडीशन में ना कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन होता है कि हम आपको खरीद रहे हैं, आपको हम मतलब फॉकलैंड रोड से उठा करके एक 5 स्टार होटल का एस्कॉर्ट बना रहे हैं. तो उसके भी कंडीशंस ही होते हैं कि आप फिर वो गंदे कपड़े नहीं पहन सकते हो, आपको अच्छे कपड़े पहनने पड़ेंगे. और गाली देनी भी पड़ेगी तो इंग्लिश में बोल सकते हो. आप जो हरामजादा नहीं बोल सकते, बास्टर्ड चलेगा.
The first time I saw Anurag in Kalki, my first thought was, how did this guy get this woman? How did this happen? He must have something. I know he doesn't have the money. What does he have?
पर ये सवाल बहुत लोग पूछते हैं. A lot of people think he must be having something, मतलब very strong appendage or something. what is it? But ऐसा होता है, कोई बात नहीं. It's because I'll tell you my idea of it is, I think because Kalki grew up in South India, and she watched a lot of South Indian movies, and I remotely look like Sharad Kumar.
But this is very good because this gives all other men hope. This gives us hope.
Okay, Anurag, thank you very much for doing
Thank you,
this.
thank you.
Hopefully, we get to do this again.
Yes.
You want to say bye to everyone? Just say bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for listening to All India Bakchod. If you enjoyed that, please hit the subscribe button. We have new videos coming up. To check out other podcasts, log on to soundcloud.com/allindiabakchod. And if you have a minute, please do check out some of our other videos. See you guys next time.